Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the commander of basic military training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better every day. Be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Cancel Carlo.
Please join me for a moment of prayer and reflection. Divine Spirit of unity, perseverance, and prosperity, we give thanks and show gratitude as we are able to come together as one community and one family to uplift and honor the commitment, resilience, and courage of these airmen and guardians who are embarking on their military journey. We give thanks to the family, friends, and loved ones that provided the much-needed support during the most crucial of times. We give thanks to the military training instructors and their hours of dedication to instill discipline and direction to the future protectors of our great nation. Bless these airmen and guardians with strength and determination as they undertake this challenging path that very few choose to endure. Bless them with the spirit of camaraderie as they rely on their future wingmen and guardians during the most difficult of times. May you bless each step they take today before us, for each step today is a symbol of their efforts in taking our military to new heights and further than we have ever been before. Divine Spirit, may all who are here today be blessed with peace and prosperity because of the future action of those who stand before us as airmen and guardians. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host and reviewing official for today's ceremony, the Commander, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Department of the Air Force, Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Whitfield Jack. The Reviewing Official, the Chief of Space Operations, General Chanch Saltzman, United States Space Force, accompanied by his wife, Jennifer. The Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, Chief Master Sergeant John Bentavania. Also in attendance with us today, the Deputy Chief of Space Operations for Human Capital, Ms. Catherine Kelly. The Commanding General, 2nd Marine Logistics Group, 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force, Brigadier General Mara Hennigan. The Deputy Commander, 37 Training Wing, Colonel Kelly McIlvaney. The Command Chief, 37 Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Carlos Damian. The Commander, Space Delta 1, Colonel Charlie Norsky, accompanied by his wife, Jessica. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Space Delta 1, Chief Master Sergeant Paul Norris. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoyed today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinct honor of donning the dark blue campaign hat. From the 326 Training Squadron, Staff Sergeant Madison Cisneros. From the 326 Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Stephen Baker. From the 1st Delta Operations Squadron, Detachment 1, Technical Sergeant David Gudgeon. From the 1st Delta Operations Squadron, Detachment 1, Sergeant Eugene Moore. At this time, we ask all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI Pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear
is a symbol of honor, professionalism, integrity, service, and excellence in all I do. My job is one of the most important to the Air Force, and I will spare no effort to properly prepare men and women for military service. I am dedicated to the principles of fairness, firmness, and honesty. I strive for perfection and reject mediocrity, both in my own personal behavior and in the performance of those I lead. I am an Air Force military training instructor, and above all, I am an American Airman. Present arms! Order! Arms! Post!
The dark blue campaign hat these instructors received today has been the symbol of the MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Roger Shaw. General Saltzman will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
The parade is marked. Take your post. Give your squadron on the road.
Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be a highly productive member of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for the generations that will follow. (737) Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence streamer is awarded to the 326 Training Squadron, Flight 653, for their significant accomplishments demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 2 September 2024 to 17 October 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Master Sergeant Isaac Tankel and Technical Sergeant Aldrin Magalong. Of the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of musical honors.
Sir, I present the command.
March the command in review.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Out. Stand. Change post. Out. Give your squadron orders.
The graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete the Department of the Air Force's basic military training this year. The 737 Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass in review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honors, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flags as they pass in review. Now passing in review from the 331st Training Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Roger Shaw, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Chicago, Illinois. From the 326th Training Squadron, A Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Tyler Strasser, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Falcon, Colorado. From the 331st Training Squadron, 657, led by Technical Sergeant Talia Moreno, Military Training Instructor, hometown Nogales, Arizona. Flight 656, led by Technical Sergeant Taylor Sarter, Military Training Instructor, hometown Teague, Texas. Flight 655, led by Staff Sergeant Philip Thompson, Military Training Instructor, hometown Basel, Louisiana. Flight 654, led by Technical Sergeant Eric Whitlow, Military Training Instructor, hometown Fordyce, Arkansas. From the 326th Training Squadron, PT Excellence Flight and Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 653, led by Master Sergeant Isaac Tankel, Military Training Instructor, hometown Overland Park, Kansas. Flight 652, led by Staff Sergeant Madison Cisneros, Military Training Instructor, hometown Albuquerque, New Mexico. Flight 651, led by Technical Sergeant Stephen Baker, Military Training Instructor, hometown Cannon City, Colorado. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 650, led by Staff Sergeant Clarissa Wilt, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Denver, Colorado. The Color Guard from the 326th Training Squadron, led by Staff Sergeant Nick Steady, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Belleville, Illinois. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 645 and 646, led by Technical Sergeant Samantha Ernst Rasmus, Military Training Instructor, hometown Wallingford, Connecticut. From the 320th Training Squadron, B Squadron Staff, led by Technical Sergeant Dominic Saxton, Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, hometown East Cleveland, Ohio. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 649, led by Technical Sergeant Ryan McDonald, Military Training Instructor, hometown North Pole, Alaska. From the 321st Training Squadron, Flight 648, led by Technical Sergeant Jonathan Steele, Military Training Instructor, hometown Cleveland, Ohio. Flight 647, led by Technical Sergeant Joshua Smith, Military Training Instructor, hometown Liberty, Indiana. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 644, led by Technical Sergeant Jonathan Green, Military Training Instructor, hometown Cleveland, Ohio. Academic Excellence Flight 643, led by Technical Sergeant Joshua DiBenedetto, Military Training Instructor, hometown Claremont, New Hampshire. From the 1st Delta Operations Squadron Detachment 1, Flight 660, led by Technical Sergeant Valerie Reeves, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Phoenix, Arizona. Flight 659, led by Technical Sergeant David Gudgeon, Military Training Instructor, hometown McHenry, Illinois. Flight 658, led by Sergeant Yuji Moore, Military Training Instructor, hometown Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force and Space Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the trainees from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value of service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training honor graduates distinguish themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they display throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today for your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement that has helped motivate these graduates through 7.5 weeks of training. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, Chief Master Sergeant Benovania, will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Well, good morning, Guardians, Airmen, teammates, and wingmen. Man, is it great to say that. Congratulations, congratulations. I want to, yes, give me a round of applause, yes. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you, because just in a few moments, you're going to retake your oath of enlistment. You will join the less than 1% of the population who will swear that oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And that is meaningful, and it is difficult. I know the last 7.5 weeks have not been easy. I know because personally, 30 years ago this month, I stood on this parade ground when I joined the United States Air Force. So I know what it means to be standing here today. I know that it was not easy, but it's not meant to be easy. Because yesterday at the coining ceremony, each of you earned the right to be called Guardian and be called Airman. And you must cherish that right. You must protect it, and you must value it, because it is not easy, as you know. It was challenging. And today, after you graduate and you go on to your technical training, that will be challenging. And whether you're going into services or space operations, whether you're going to civil engineering or cyber operations, the schoolhouses will be challenging because the work you do will be warfighting work that is vital to the nation. But you will succeed, and you will go through together. And maybe some of you, from an airman perspective, will be assigned to a Space Force base, while we'll see you helping us execute and operate our power projection platforms, which are our installations where we have 8,000 airmen assigned to help us do that. And for the Guardians, when you graduate your tech school, you will help us complete our core functions: space superiority, global space operations, assured space access. All of these missions are vital to the nation, vital to allies and partners, and more importantly, you are vital to the joint force, which is the Department of Defense and United States of America. So congratulations on that. Don't take this obligation lightly. It will be challenging, but you will succeed. To the families, friends, and loved ones that are in the audience today, thank you. Thank you for your support, especially over the last 7.5 weeks, but please continue that support. I know you're all proud of your Guardians and of your Airmen. They're going to go off and do amazing things, become the best versions of themselves, but they need your continued support to do so. None of us serve alone. We serve with our family, friends, and loved ones. So thank you for that. And I want to let you know that the leadership of the Department of the Air Force, the leadership of the Air Force and of the Space Force, take the development and the care of your loved ones seriously. It is a sacred obligation that we have. So I want to put your minds at ease that they're in good hands, because we have phenomenal leaders. And speaking of phenomenal leaders, I want to introduce my teammate, the Chief of Space Operations, General Saltzman.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? That was for family and friends here. Hey, I want to say thanks to my good teammate, Chief Bentivania. 30 years ago, he said he was on this parade ground. I don't think it looks a day over 29. So, well done, Chief. Good morning. It's great to see all the families joining us today. 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with our nation's most valuable treasure, your loved ones. Your support has pushed these airmen and guardians to complete their basic military training and to join the world's greatest Air Force and Space Force. Thank you for trusting us with their development, and thank you for continuing to support them as they go forth and serve our nation. To the graduates, I am so proud to be standing here before you, you who have stood up and answered the call to service. Each of you had a different reason for joining, but I think you'll find that by the end of your time in service, whether that's just the initial commitment or a 30-plus year career, your memories will be more about the people you met along the journey than the jobs you held. You can be sure that that includes the men and women standing next to you right now. But nevertheless, we do have to prepare you for those jobs. BMT was just the first stage, and the first of many transformations you'll see in yourself and in the services you're joining. Today, both the Air Force and the Space Force are changing faster than ever, and you are going to help drive that change. That which our services were is no longer sufficient for what they must become in this era of great power competition. You will be integral to that transformation. You are the guardians and the airmen that will be doing the mission on a day-to-day basis, the ones working where the rubber meets the road, where the domains are already contested. But that will be nothing new to you. We expect you to meet the current threat, but also to evolve to meet the future threat. We expect you to be the innovators that recognize when change is needed and to have the courage to speak up and lead. We expect you to be bold, collaborative problem solvers with the capacity to engage, analyze, and debate new ideas, ideas that shift the status quo. To the MTIs, thank you for being here to shape these airmen and guardians into the personnel our services need. Your efforts have molded them into warfighters ready to defend our nation and innovators ready to power our nation's future forces. And finally, thanks again to the friends and family who made it here today. Your support is not only fundamental to their success as individuals, it is critical to the success of our military in defending the freedoms we value as Americans. Airmen, guardians, are you prepared to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force and Space Force? Well, I think they're ready. Let's give them the oath of enlistment.
Please stand as General Saltzman will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. I do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. According to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, General Saltzman. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American Airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American Airman. My mission is to fly, fight,
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all our guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers to the left of the reviewing stand. Flights 657, 656, 655, 654, 653, 652, 651, 650. And to the right of the reviewing stand, flights 649, 648, 647, 644, 643, 660, 659, and 658. Please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Town pass ends at 1800. When dropping off your members, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Please be careful while exiting the bleachers and while moving onto the grassy areas. For your safety, we also ask that you refrain from climbing the guardrails and only use the stairs to the exit of the bleachers. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at the 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost your flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. All graduates are now dismissed to their families.